Stop ignoring Meta's legal crisis. Seriously. If you own Meta stock and think AI spending is the only thing that matters, you haven't been reading the court filings. Here is the counterintuitive truth that every Meta investor needs to understand. 4 US states are seeking $1.4 trillion in penalties from Meta. That's nearly equivalent to Meta's entire $1.55 trillion market cap. California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey are leading the charge. Trial starts August 2026 in Oakland. Meta's response: a sanction of that size has no analog in the history of consumer protection enforcement. But here's the catch: the stock climbed 1.75% after the filing. The market isn't pricing this in. Investors are focused on AI spending and ad growth. Yet Meta's own SEC filings warn damages could reach hundreds of billions of dollars. More than 2,400 federal lawsuits are pending. New Mexico already won a $375 million verdict. Let me break down the entire legal nightmare. I'll admit something. I looked at Meta's AI investments and thought, this stock is a buy. Then I read the court filings. And I realized, $1.4 trillion is not a joke. This is existential. Today, I'm going to break down Meta's legal nightmare. By the end, you will understand why the market might be wrong about this risk. Stay with me. Let's start with the number. The demand, $1.4 trillion in penalties. Meta's market cap is roughly $1.55 trillion. The percentage, 93% of the company's entire value. Which states? California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey. The allegation: Meta designed Facebook and Instagram to be addictive to young users and misled the public about platform safety. Meta's response: the plaintiff's outlandish calculations have no basis in fact or law. The counterintuitive truth: this amount is a proposed penalty calculation, not a verdict. But if the states win, the damage could be catastrophic. Now let me explain the legal landscape. The August trial, before U.S. District Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers in Oakland, California. The claims: 29 states have sued Meta under the Federal Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, alleging the company collected data from children without parental consent. 4 states including California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey added state law claims for misleading consumers. Additional cases: 14 more states have brought claims under their own laws, with a separate trial in February 2027. The judge's ruling: Judge Rogers rejected Meta's bid to cancel the trial, citing factual disputes over whether Meta's platforms are addictive, whether Meta falsely denied designing them that way, and whether Meta partially directed the platforms at children. The counterintuitive truth: this isn't one lawsuit, it's a legal avalanche. Now let me show you the precedent. What happened in New Mexico? A Santa Fe jury awarded the state $375 million in March 2026. Why? Meta misled consumers about platform safety. The context: New Mexico was the first state to take such claims to trial. A jury found Meta liable. The aftermath: Meta stock hit its 52-week low the day after the verdict. Then recovered. The market treated it as isolated. The counterintuitive truth: New Mexico was just the beginning. 29 states are now in the August trial. 14 more in February. The New Mexico verdict is a warning shot, not the final battle. Now let me talk about what happens if Meta loses. The financial penalty: courts rarely award maximum statutory penalties. But even a fraction of $1.4 trillion would be devastating. The business model changes. Lawyers are seeking a court order forcing Meta to make changes to Instagram and Facebook. Potential reforms being demanded: bans on infinite scroll, bans on autoplay, restrictions on push notifications during school and sleep hours. Meta's warning: the company has warned that reforms could force Meta to withdraw its apps entirely from affected states. The counterintuitive truth: the biggest risk isn't the fine, it's the business model changes. If Meta can't use engagement-driving features, ad revenue drops. End of story. Now let me address the broader legal context. More than 2,400 federal lawsuits are pending against Meta. Insurance carriers are reportedly refusing to defend certain claims. When the company's own lawyers are scared, you should pay attention. Let me leave you with the 3 secrets that connect everything we just discussed. Secret 1, the market ignorance trap. Meta's stock climbed 1.75% after the $1.4 trillion filing. Why? Investors are focused on AI spending and ad growth. They're ignoring a legal bomb that's been ticking for years. Secret 2, the avalanche reality. New Mexico verdict, $375 million. August trial, 29 states. February 2027 to 14 additional states. More than 2,400 federal lawsuits pending. This is not a single event. It's a legal avalanche. Secret 3, the business model threat. The fine is scary, but the business model changes are scarier. If Meta loses infinite scroll, autoplay, and push notifications, user engagement drops. Ad revenue drops. That's the real risk. So what should you actually do with this information? If you own Meta stock, the market is ignoring this risk. That doesn't mean it's not real. Watch the August trial closely. If Judge Rogers rules against Meta, expect volatility. Consider your exposure. Is the 1.75% pop worth the $1.4 trillion risk? If you are a trader, volatility is coming. The August trial, the February 2027 cases, and the New Mexico public nuisance ruling are all catalysts. If you are skeptical, the market is treating this like noise. But Meta's own SEC filings warn that damages could amount to hundreds of billions of dollars. Insurance carriers are reportedly refusing to defend certain claims. When the company's own lawyers are scared, you should pay attention. Here is my question for you. Do you think Meta will survive the $1.4 trillion legal avalanche, or is the market about to get a wake-up call? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. Like and subscribe if you want more analysis on legal risks the market is ignoring. I'll see you in the next video.